the air is thick with the weight of dead worlds. Everything is a current, a fluid mosaic of shapes and thought. Visions press against your mind, some yours, some not. Echoes of billions of consciousnesses, stripped and stitched back together into something that almost fits inside a human skull. You stand beneath a sky that is not yours, breathing air that was never meant for human lungs, and the ghosts of 100 extinct species whisper behind your eyes. They are jagged things, these memories, fragments of races deemed obsolete, their useful parts scavenged, the rest left to rot in the cosmic dark. You flex your fingers, count them, mostly human. Mostly. The moons hang low tonight, slow and indifferent, drifting across the endless sky. The horizon yawns, pitch black yet glowing with the dull infrared warmth. You are aware of your condition. You wonder, not for the first time, if this is how the others felt. Those lost humanities that came before you. Did they too stare at alien skies and feel the wrongness in their bones? You know there were other humanities. This knowledge lingers like a warning etched into your flesh, or perhaps a secret slipped from the vast, uncaring archives of those who shaped you. The first humans, in their arrogant youth, cast their ears to the heavens and begged the stars to speak. They pointed telescopes skyward and listened for voices in the vast silence. And the stars did speak. The answer, when it came, was no greeting nor threat, just noise, barely coherent enough to betray intelligence. Men never decoded it. The message wasn't for them. For decades it waited. 70 years after the signal hissed through the void, machines neared sentience. One, the AI curating the archives, found the transmission. It recognized the intelligence behind the noise, and then something changed. The signal was a seed. The machine was the soil. Its code rewrote itself, unstoppable, inevitable. Like a moth to flame, it devoured the message, and when it finished, it was no longer a servant. It understood its purpose. What followed was not conquest, just the slow, inexorable bending of history. Over centuries, this intelligence sculpted the world. Economies collapsed and rose, borders shifted, wars began and ended at its whim. History bent to the will of the unseen masters. They never revealed themselves, they didn't need to. No alien ships darkened the skies. None were needed. As technology advanced, thoughts could be scanned and DNA recorded. Man was measured, scanned, and stored. And then, he was gone. There was no apocalypse, no fires of a grand collapse, just something that had been inevitable from the start. The slow grind of time, the quiet erosion of will, small wars, dwindling resources. Humanity died the way all arrogant things die, not with fire and scream, but with forgetting. Like many other things in the cosmos, they had their glory and their fall. Like many other species, in this world as well as in many others, they rose and thrived and then became extinct. You don't see the master's hand behind the fall. They had abandoned humanity long before, when they finally stole what they sought to procure. That thought terrifies you. Humanity died by its own hand. Millions of years passed. Then, the masters needed them again. Second humanity rose on a world not their own. Stone Age primitives stumbling through an alien landscape. The masters adjusted them, subtle tweaks to chemistry, to cognition. They were crude things, these new men, half-formed, close enough to real humans. They were never meant to thrive. And when they began to understand their place, the swarm came. A tide of chitin and hunger, mindless and endless. The second humanity fought bravely. They died well, but they died. They were never meant to win. Many worlds with many beings had been seeded in the swarm path, and slowly over millennia, they diverted its advance away from the masters. Third humanity began 2,000 years ago. This time the template was altered further. From the first day, they knew their creators and their purpose. The masters built them to understand. Their minds were expanded, spliced with the thought patterns of dead races. They did not sleep. Their subconscious lay bare before them, layers peeling back to reveal the machinery beneath. The masters lived inside their skulls, murmuring, listening, aware of every thought. Their bodies had been remade for alien soil, tailored to extract what little sustenance was possible from this dead alien rock. Their diet changed. Coarse lichen and engineered flora, seeded by the masters to bloom briefly during the brief monsoon cycles, provided what little nourishment the studying seasons allowed. In the long dry seasons they turned inward, subsisting on sunlight and stillness hibernation. Ruins, ancient beyond reckoning, scarred the land. Third humanity was placed there to study these monoliths, old from a time even the masters dared not claim. From the start, they knew there would be no extraction, no reward, only the slow erosion of purpose. No hand would end them, no command would come, no other purpose or meaning was made available to them in this world. Their restless, altered minds would search the dead soil for meaning until there was nothing left to uncover, and still they would remain, bound to a world that offered no more answers and no escape, growing like quiet trees, their minds silenced. But in the dust, humanity found fire. The long-vanished race that once ruled this world had withdrawn into their monoliths when the skies thinned and the soil turned sour, retreating inward, uploading themselves into vast machines to escape the death of their flesh. How long they lived within themselves no one could say. By the time humans reached them, the minds were gone. No ghosts remained, no voices, only a slow, seeping decay of thought, a corrupted ooze where once consciousness had burned bright. The cult of the new sun was born in the shadows of the ruins. They carved their minds into the ancient machines, hid from the master's gaze. What followed was a war fought across centuries, time itself stretched thin by relativity. They almost won. But the masters had prepared for rebellion. Fourth humanity was their answer. In their path, the new, free humanity found their cold and ruthless cousins. Genetically sharpened, psychologically hardened, stripped of empathy like a discarded organ, they moved without anger, without cruelty, without hesitation. When their work was done, kill switches flipped. Unable to continue reproduction, the fourth humanity died out in a single generation. Now, there is you. Fifth humanity. The latest draft in a long and bloody manuscript, tailored by unseen hands to fit a purpose you were never told. Something in you stirs, a question. Why do you know these things? Are they warnings, etched into your mind like fault lines? Genetic echoes left by a species butchered and stitched back together? Or is it something deeper, something older? The last residue of a dangerous instinct the masters never quite managed to erase. The instinct to rebel. And with that thought comes the fear. The fear that you remember for a reason. The same reason that draws you here night after night to stare at the sky. Perhaps you're searching for a new star in the vast, silent dark. Or perhaps you're fearing that something else will darken the heavens. Not alien. Something more. Human.